Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So it is the weekend. It is another movie review time. Obviously, I was away, unfortunately, last week, so I didn't get to see anything. So this week, out of the movies, I decided to go with the more popular version. Obviously, is a Minecraft movie, so I'll put it up there. So yes, this is directed by Jared Hess, who is known for Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre. So obviously has worked with Jack Black before. The cast is obviously Jack Black as Steve. We see Jason Momoa as Garrett, Sebastian Hansen as Henry, Emma Myers as Natalie, obviously Natalie Myers from the Wednesday series, Danielle Brooks as Dawn. She is obviously from Orange is the New Black as Tasty, and then we have Jennifer Coolidge as the vice principal, sorry, not vice president. So yes, so this is a movie essentially around the game Minecraft. It does feature kind of human interaction. The trailer doesn't really give too much away, so you kind of go in a bit vague, but you kind of think Jumanji a little bit type of, there's some sort of device and it bridges the worlds, and that's where it takes us. What did I think of this movie? I thought this was okay. There are probably a few warnings. So I'll put them up here before the spoiler warning if you're seeing them. So there are memes and there are of Minecraft going around. Unfortunately, this is encouraging young kids to behave in a not very nice way in the thing. They are fighting, they are throwing food around, they're disturbing. I had multiple kids in this, to be honest. It's one of the worst-ish experiences of going to the cinema. I went late for, I think this film started almost near 9 o'clock. And I say there were kids that I would think of barely even 10 that were in here that were playing up and standing up and clapping and doing all this stuff. So if you're not a Minecraft fan and you want to go with your family, please be aware that if there are kids in there, they are going to act up, because this is kind of the new internet fad thing. I'm not a fan of this. Obviously, I went by myself to enjoy the movie, and obviously they did ruin it a little bit, but it is what it is. I don't know who they were with. I weren't going to necessarily kick off because there were a lot of kids, but it's not my place necessarily. It's down to the parents, in my eyes. But anyway, spoiler warning up, and we shall get into this movie regardless of that. But yeah, it's just to warn you, if you're not a fan of the game or you want to go see it, be prepared that the stuff like this could happen. That's the world we live in. So the movie starts with Jack Black's character as a child. He is called Steve. Steve wants to be a miner. Unfortunately, in the town he lives in, the adults don't allow kids to be it, so he ends up being a doorknob salesman. When he is older, because he's gone away from the mining, he kind of, during having a meal, kind of gets rejuvenized with the whole building thing, decides to be a miner, goes back to the mine, and during this he discovers these two items. When he puts them together, it opens this portal that takes him to the Minecraft world. The story is, when he's there, he befriends a dog called Dennis. One of the best things I think of this movie, done really well. Obviously, they have translated the game quite well into this. And during this and him exploring and building all these houses and doing what you would do in Minecraft, he comes across I think Endergate. Apologies if I don't get the terms right. I have played the game quite a bit, but it's been a long time. In this, you have kind of these, the Ender world with these zombie type pigs, and you have like this leader pig who basically wants to overtake the world. If these pigs enter the mine, so you kind of have the human world, and you have a portal to Minecraft, and then you have a portal to this Ender world. If the pigs from this one enter the Minecraft during sunlight, they basically turn to stone. So this is why this portal device, the pig wants it so she can shut off the sun in the Minecraft world and she can take over. That is essentially the story of it. As Steve finds this and open this, he gets captured. Dennis the dog takes the portal back to the human world, and this is where we introduce the human characters. First, we have Jason Momoa's character of Garrett. Essentially, I feel like taken very much premises from the game Pixel. He is a 80s arcade legend who has this little store who's fallen on hard times, and during trying to get out of hard times, buying a buying a kind of container, he comes across the two devices that then sit in his shop. This then takes you to the next set of characters. So this is Henry and Natalie. So their mum died. They've moved to this town where Garrett and Nat and Steve come from. And this is where Henry, kind of the mainish character, he's a bit of a builder, a bit of a genius, does have a very first day at school, almost blows up a factory. I won't go too much into it. Gets his, and then he goes to see Garrett, sees the object, and then the object opens and then kind of leads those two to this portal. In this time, Natalie realizes that her brother has obviously tried to blow up the factory where she's just started working. Dawn, who sold them the house, is there, and the four of them kind of converge at the tunnel and then go into the Minecraft world. And this is where and obviously then Dennis is there, and then trying to figure out what's going on. In between this, one of the creatures, or one of the kind of humans with the gonzo nose, manages to escape in the human world, and there's kind of a side story on that. Essentially what it is because the crystal has now been returned and the portal's been opened, the evil pig knows about it. Steve, that's been captured, she tries to convert him, sends him back to the Minecraft world. Steve essentially saves them, doesn't want to return it, and there's a big hoo-ha. Garrett's trying to kind of manipulate him because he needs money. Henry and that is just having fun with his sister. His sister's worried that they're going to get in trouble and all this stuff. Same sort of story as you would. They get, because one of the devices gets broken in the first battle where Steve saves them, they have to go and find another one. They find another one. The evil pig kidnaps them, turns the sky blue, all the pigs start raging, and then there's kind of a big battle scene. All the good guys kind of have their story. There is a lot going on here and a few funny bits and not stuff. And obviously the memes and chicken jockey and stuff like this. You'll know what I mean when you've seen it. Essentially, it all ends happy story. Everyone has a happy life. They defeat the pigs. Everyone goes back to the human world. Kind of Garrett gets the money. His story is a thing. Natalie gets a problem in business. Henry now has friends and builds stuff, and like Steve, he enjoys his life. When he goes back to his life and back to the human world, you have two after credit scenes, and essentially one of them is linking to the game, so you'll know them if you know the game. If you don't know the game, then they won't mean nothing to you. So what did I think of this movie? I'm going to rate this 5.6, and I'm a little bit, so as I've said, unfortunately, with all the kids in there and all the kids playing up and swearing at each other and standing up and clapping a lot, it's very distracting. It's not very respectful stuff. So it did hinder some of my experience. Obviously, I do like the games, but couldn't really enjoy that. And as I say, there were parents in there. No one else was saying anything. I don't know who their parents were. I'm not about to kick off with someone because there are people who just want to pick a fight, and that's not me. The Minecraft side of things, I think they did really well. I didn't mind Jack Black in the role. They seem to include him because he can sing loads of songs. The songs near the end of the film were a lot more enjoyable than before the beginning, in my eyes. I say a lot of the Minecraft things like the chicken jockey and that I didn't get to enjoy because people are clapping and making a whole mess. So it's really hard to take focus on something when you've got like 10 kids around you screaming and being a pain. So that's why maybe it is a little bit better than that. Maybe I think it's worse when I get to watch it a second time. As I say, the Minecraft side of things was great if you followed the games and stuff like this, and there are references, and you will enjoy that side of things. And I think it is definitely set more for fans of the game. Outside of that, I don't think it works that well. There are a lot of jokes. Jason Momoa, I don't even know why he was in there. A lot of these human characters of having the kids who their mum had died. Like, literally, I feel when I use the reference of like Jumanji, like you could have literally had the two kids move to it with their mum. The kid finds this in a store and he goes off with maybe his friend, maybe Dennis, and then he meets up with Steve. If you just had one or two human characters integrated in that world, I think it would have been so much more enjoyable and so much more of a better movie. the human characters are a bit distracting. They're not really funny. They don't really come off. There's even the creature that escapes from that realm, meets up with Jennifer Coolidge, and there's kind of a day thing. And then at the end, one of the hidden things is Matthew Berry being his voice. And if Matthew Berry had been his voice from the beginning and had him in, that would probably been more enjoyable than what it is. But this whole story and side plot was just built up for this one kind of joke bit at the end, which to me didn't land. But yeah, so 5.6, definitely worth a watch. I say definitely more aimed if you are a Minecraft fan. Again, I do emphasize, you will see, even if you Google it, you will see on all these, I mean, yes, kids were standing up clapping and paying and swearing at each other and stuff in my one because they're kids being kids and they didn't have any parents. And I normally go to late channels to avoid that. But online, I say fighting, throwing food everywhere and stuff, it could have been far worse. So I take that as a good sign on this. But yeah, have you seen the Minecraft movie? What did you think? Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. I've been Cypher Sigma Screen Time, and I shall see you in the next one.